I hope you're doing well. And yeah, um, we have had some good progress in the startup Blossom and in our platform that is called Open My Doctor. So yeah, I'm excited to be here, and this is one of the first interviews, about Blossom that I've had, but I'm really excited and looking forward.
So, what was the idea of this, and what was the moment when you think, okay, let's not have it just an idea, but let's make something of it, a product or something, and how does it help people?
Yes. So, I, I mean, since I was pretty young, since a kid, I've been like realizing issues that need to be solved in different areas. So, like the health side of things, and there are like massive pain points, problems that are like pretty obvious. That I was just like curious on why nobody has solved them. Like, is there any financial incentive to not solve them, whatever? But anyways, yeah, I've had this vision and dream of uh, you know revolutionizing the transparency within healthcare for many years. That the vision has evolved over time, but I think since I was in high school, I realized the how bad some of the more uh, like legacy healthcare systems and things like that were. So yeah, I instantly started thinking of solutions and different approaches. So yeah, that's kind of when the idea started.
Okay, so tell us more about this product. What does it do? What's the I don't know, let's say main feature that would attract people?
Yes, and just to give you like some scope, or some like background on the just the startup. So the startup is called Blossom, and the product is called Open My Doctor. So Open My Doctor is the platform that we will be discussing more. Um, and so Open My Doctor's main feature is the ability to search doctors, and we do it in the most efficient and effective way. We use we're building algorithms and working to implement machine learning and AI to be able to show the most accurate results for the patients in the shortest amount of time. So that's why time ago I thought of the this rule that we are working on, which is 3 clicks and 33-second rule, which means that under 3 clicks and under 33 seconds, users will be able to find the doctor and the right one and make everything way more transparent.
Okay, can you tell more about it? What do you have to put in, or how does it work?
Mhm. Yes. So so how it works is you can jump into the platform and I'm sorry if there is like some background distractions. Yeah, so you can jump into the platform, and then you search your problem. So like if you broke your wrist, or you're having rashes in your in your arm or something, um, that is not 100% obvious how, or you need some quick help. So you would jump in, search the problem, and it would pop out the top doctors on that, based on your criteria, your profile and other things. There is some intellectual property that is not yet public. So but what's coming in version 1 and 2, we can discuss that. And yeah, it's gonna use your needs. It's gonna be very personalized, and
Okay.
then right away you can schedule a call with the doctor, and it's gonna take reviews into consideration too.
Okay, so what do I have to do to use it? Does it actually, can I do it right now? Or,
Yes. Yeah, and I can show you. So we just
okay,
launched,
great.
and I can give you a bit of background um, of like how the journey has been
Hmm.
from like very early stages where things were not formalized. But yeah, in terms of using it, you can go the quickest and easiest way to do it is just going into blossom.com. I can show you. I can share my screen. Um, 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you just go into blossom.com, um, pretty short URL, and so this is our startup main website. Here you can see the 3 clicks, 33-second rule, our mission and everything. Um, if you want to, get more information, you can go to the about us. There is, everything that most important things to know about us are here.
Okay.
Um, but if you want to use the product, just in here you can click. So this would be the openmydoctor.com website, and this is the mobile version right here. So if you have iOS, then if you have Android, then use this one.
Hmm.
And yeah, the mobile ones are way more advanced right now since that team is um, more mature. But I can show you how our MVP looks for Open My Doctor. Right now there is like some testing going on. For a more mature version, there is the mobile app as I mentioned. But yeah, so here you can like search by categories. Here are the doctors who are working currently in the database to connect S3 and with our API, so that it, so that the profile pictures are fully there. Um, so yeah, there is ability to add doctor. This is one of our major features. So you can add the name, last name, email, and then their personal number that uniquely identifies each doctor, and then you can add it. And so let's say let's see, um, here it's just an example. So and the new version is gonna be able to show more of this. But so you click on a doctor and you can set an appointment, share with people, email, call, see where it is, um, and you can see all reviews here, as well as um, and yeah, and rate the doctor.
Hmm.
So that's the MVP version one.
Hmm. Hmm. So, um how do you think of expanding or finding new doctors?
Hmm.
Do you have a plan for that?
Hmm.
Because I think
Yeah.
that's the main I don't
Hmm.
know advantage for
Hmm.
the system to have a lot of doctors uh,
Hmm.
from the different
Hmm.
fields
Hmm.
that we can
Yes.
get in touch.
Yeah, so I have a very we have a very strategic plan that is effective into getting doctors on board and all that, without going into much detail into um, very deep into it. um, I mean, it's I think the quality of the product, it is really good for patients and for doctors. So that's why like the product itself is gonna solve a lot of pain points, streamline things, save time. So that's just like the um, yeah, well, that's like the part one of getting them up in terms of the process and our how we connect with them. and more of internal conversations and things like that. We also have a pretty strategic plan for that. That is more internal to the team, but I think we have seen some good results. There is doctors interested in this, and yeah, we're planning to do it, global, so that that you will see more of that in version 4 or 5. There is, I think, in terms of vision and roadmap, there is from 10 to 15 years down the road, from the scope of things that we can build. So what we have now is kind of like the tip of the iceberg. That's what um, you know I say to my team, and yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting.
Excellent. So, how big is your team right now?
So we are currently a solid team of 12. Um, Something I realized throughout the time, and I can tell you a bit more of the journey on how we got here. But I realized that leaner teams were way more effective and efficient than big teams in some scenarios. So at the beginning, when I first started, this is the first time I'm, building a startup and building a team and all that. So it's the first time I'm doing all this, and I thought that having a big team was like a very big team was better automatically than a small team. And so we got to the point where we were a lot. We were like, so we are all in equity. We were at a point where we got to be around 40 in the team. Um, it was, people that wanted to get experience, people that, like truly believed in this. I would say most of them. And then, over time, just like we realized that it was not sustainable to have such big team. And we told some of the team that the doors are open for them to come back once we have a more mature infrastructure. Let's say once we have funding, and yeah, we have grown, because I think um, some things grew unexpectedly fast. Like they grew more than what we had the infrastructure could hold. um, yeah, so we're a team of 12 right now.
So, if the listeners of this podcast could help you with something, what's from I mean, like we outside of your team, how could we help? What do you need from us? For instance, some information or connections, or what would be the most helpful?
um, yeah, so I think it would be really helpful. um, I don't know, just like making some noise about Blossom and Open My Doctor. We're doing really well in development and operations. So um, I think that we are pushing and growing in that way really well. Maybe getting some noise out there for from investors to realize, or users. Right now, everything is organic marketing, since we are using very limited resources. But that's also something that I think people should maybe be inspired by, that you can accomplish a lot of things with very limited resources.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes there is misconception that you need to have, this huge mature team, a lot of money, and a lot of these already like ready to be used, and that's not the case, at least for certain businesses and software. I think if there is a solid idea and passion and a good team, there a lot of things can be accomplished.
So, excellent. Yes. So you already have some a part of solution, and can you share perhaps some upcoming milestones? What are you planning in the near future?
Mhm. Yes. So the milestones are not like within our like IP and confidential side of things, that we could like share publicly. I think that um, so yeah, working on version 2, so it's very we have now a solid version 1 in mobile. Is like is really really solid now. People, patients and doctors can start getting value from it, and it's free. The next milestone would be so we yeah next milestone will be to accomplish version 2, which is gonna add the scheduling feature to it. um, and there will be more doctors onboarded. But even the good thing about the the process that we're going through, like our roadmap, is that even if so there is some ambitious goals that are going to take many years to accomplish. That's why I say the roadmap could be at least 10 or 15 years of versionings, and it's going to grow a lot. But I think we already accomplished significant progress that can already start benefiting anybody that uses it. So if millions of people are using it, then it could be benefiting millions of people, as it makes it more transparent and open. That's why it's Open My Doctor. Um, so I don't know if I got a little bit out of out of your question.
Yes. So you already mentioned something that you would do perhaps differently if you started over, like that
Mhm.
jumping into the big team. Is that something else that you could share to other entrepreneurs or startups? What to be cautious about, or what to have in mind
Mhm.
when you growing the team and the business?
Mhm. Yeah, I actually have learned big important lessons that I would want as much founders and entrepreneurs out there to realize, that can help solve a lot of headaches. Or I mean, the process, learning through it is also good. But if I was to give a few advice, I think the first one is like what I mentioned already, like a lean solid team. It can accomplish way more than you don't necessarily need a massive team. Like there is big corporations, and I think that the reason why some of these just kind of like stay stagnated, or these big systems and all that, is that they grow so big that there is a lot of I think like pushbacks and bureaucracy, and it's like everybody has to agree on this and that. So I think small startup with a lean team that is very capable and talented, uh, and believes in the mission and project, they can accomplish more than big companies. So definitely working with the right people, it's great. I've learned a lot of things in the process. I made some big mistakes, and then learn from it, and um, fixed it. But I think it's also good to be aware that um, I think that, I mean, in general in life, but especially when you're starting a business, sometimes you can take like 5 steps forward, and then you go 3 back, because that's kind of something comes up, or a technical challenge, or this. So, but it's still a net positive, 2 steps forward at the end. And then yeah, so not getting like frustrated with that, or losing. Like our team and myself, we never lose like uh, faith and the desire to make this, even if there is like some setback that comes in the way. It just pushes us to uh, progress harder and bigger. um, and then so yeah, there is some like steps back and then front, but it's just to keep moving forward, and not let those things deter you. And I would say, and yeah, sometimes there is like just something will click in your head, and then it's like you were going 5 steps forward, 2 back, or 3 back, and then you are doing like 15 step forward, and 2 back or 3. And then so yeah, sometimes there is just like unprecedented growth.
Mhm. I like the analogy with a bow and an arrow. When you have to pull the arrow back to release it and to make a big progress. Uh,
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the ways you can look at this. What you are talking about, when you said there's possible to get two steps backwards and four forwards. I don't think it's just possible. It's necessary, and it happens all the time, and it
Yeah,
will. Yeah.
yeah. No, I
Uh,
think that's a good analogy. Um, and I was also yeah, I was also gonna say this is more from the technical. I don't want to go over the question, but just like one technical thought that came to my mind. So, um, you know, this is more in the operation side of thing, and I think it's always good to. So at the beginning, well, until now we have been bootstrapping everything, but yeah, I think that having the right talent at the right time, like there is some positions, some roles that you really need at the beginning, some that you need after. So, for example, having engineers and designer at the beginning is very important, and then as time goes, like you know, you can postpone having like an HR, things like that.
mhm. Okay, so from the description of your product, it is obvious that you are riding the wave with artificial intelligence. Uh, can you give us your angle on it? How do
Mhm,
you incorporate it in your product, and what do you think about it in general?
mhm. Yeah. So just like briefly touching in the surface about that. So we plan to use AI and ML. I have some good ideas on how we're going to incorporate that. We're progressing towards that goal. It's going to be a very ambitious and challenging goal, but we're going to use also reviews and ratings to for AI to help choose. So we're going to use it's a system without going into sharing like confidential IP. We're going to use different sources where um, to reach to the biggest truth out there, so that there is people can make the right choices, which that's one of the core goals of Blossom. So yeah, using AI machine learning is going to get the right information uh, at their eyes.
Excellent. Okay, I think this is all for today. Do you have some final thoughts in short?
Um, well, I think this was a great call. It's one of you know one of the first times I do something like this. So yeah, I appreciate you inviting me on this. I hope
You're welcome.
we can do another one. In the near future, maybe then I can tell
Absolutely.
you maybe because I think there is no time now to tell a bit about the journey of Blossom, but
Mhm.
I mean just a couple of minutes, but we could have another call and dig deeper into that as well.
Mhm. Absolutely. I'll be glad and to see the progress. I'm
Mhm,
seeing that you are ambitious and you are achieving a lot. And uh, absolutely, I'm eager to catch up in a few months. So we'll see what's going on.
mhm. Cool.
Thank,
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank you.
today. And it was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, Robert. It was great talking to you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.